Hello everyone, it's Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy's Plan, and welcome to another video. I hope that you guys are doing well, still staying safe. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you get some ideas or you get some inspiration, tell me about it down in the comments. Also, please share and subscribe. We are in my catch-all planner and we're setting up for the week of May 4th through the 10th. Is that Mother's Day? It may be. Wow, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to be incorporating this black and white sticker book, this flowers, which is one of my favorites, and this essential quotes. I'm also going to be tying in this black and white spotty dotty washi tape. We're going to get started with this beautiful flower. This is from that flowers sticker book. This week, y'all, I wanted to do something quick. I wanted to do something that was pretty. I was kind of leaning more towards a black and white. You know, that black and white is kind of like a palette cleanser. Then as I was browsing, I saw these flowers and I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and use these flowers because they're still, like I said, some of my favorite flowers. And I'm gonna add in the washi at the bottom along with the flower to kind of make them blend in together. But I need to lift them up because I have to put down this quote that says it will all be all right, and it absolutely will be after I get through picking up and putting down this quote. And that piece that I cut off of that flower, I'm going to go ahead and put that down at the bottom. We're going to go ahead and move to the top, and we're adding in hustle and heart. I love that sticker. Of course, we have what we have at the bottom, we have to put at the top, adding in that washi and getting it kind of lined up the way that I want it at the top. Now, here's where I got kind of tripped up. Instead of me drawing in my habits the way that I used to with the stencil, I said, you know what, I'm going to try something new. So I started just writing them in. But this week, since I had these flowers and I was doing this type of spread, I said, let me just use half of the sticker as the bullet points for my habits that I track. And as I started from the bottom up, and then I realized here I am trying to say, now wait a minute, I'm getting too close to the sticker. Let me re-figure this out. And then I had an idea. I said, instead of putting the header box across, I'll put it, what's the word, top and bottom? Well, you'll see what I'm doing, horizontal. There we go. So I said, let me do it horizontally. That way it won't interfere with my hustle and heart sticker. And I actually like it. So when I get that down, I'm going to go ahead and replace these stickers so that there's a little bit more room between the habits and the actual decor at the bottom. Not that it really matters because, as you guys already know, only thing I do now is work, home, a little bit of exercise, a little cardio here and there. So I put down that little line quote that says it's cool to be kind. And I'm going to add in some of these stemmed leaves and flowers. And I think that just might do it for this page. We're going to move on to the days of the week. Starting out with the quote in the top. And that quote says, be your own hero. I'm going to get this flower up here for a little bit of decor. And then I decided to go ahead and put in these black boxes. I like to do the alternate day design, kind of that zigzag effect. And now that I have the boxes down, let's get back to decorating. We're going to put this little line quote that says plans are dreams in the making, and that they are. We're also going to put this other line quote that just says hello weekend, because it's going to be the Thursday leading to Friday. And for whatever reason, I could not figure out how to place these flowers on this side. This whooped my butt, y'all. I couldn't get it right. So I think I ended up putting the leaves down and left it until I found something else. And I ended up going with this leaf, and I think that came off in the end, but we'll get to that. I'm going to go ahead and get the washi tied in, starting out at the top again with that skipping a space, but it kind of tripped me up because of the way that the quote stickers are. I didn't want it to be over the day of the week, although I knew what day of the week was. So I had to kind of play around with that in the end, but it worked out. It worked itself out. Here I am stuck again trying to figure out how I want this sticker to look. And lately I have really been fighting with myself to get over the trying to make a perfect spread. This is just for me to, a place for me to write down the things that I need to get done, but also making the things look pretty. So that has been what I've been trying to do more now than later. I think I finally got it figured out, and we'll move on once I get this flower back down and then the quote back on top. And now I'm going to remove that leaf to put down this leaf. But this one will stay. And I'm going to use up those other pieces of the flower that I cut off on the habit tracker side. I'm going to place them here inside these boxes, all around the boxes, just to use up the sticker and give a little bit more color to these black and white boxes. That's it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.